We are live. What is up, everybody? It is a new week, a new trading week, a new market open live stream, a whole bunch of stuff to go over. So I appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully, it was a good weekend here in Canada. It's cold, it's snowy, it's dark, it's gray. So hopefully the weather is a little bit more chipper where you guys are. But we're gonna do the giveaway. So let me post that in the chat now. I got to drink the coffee, so I'm not too tired. We will do 5K. Let's do two today. 2 times 5K 3-step challenges up for grabs. I'm gonna give it out to 2 random people. 2 random people will win at the end of the live stream. Perfect. So, welcome everybody. Welcome. I will give you guys a sneak peek of the Lark Black Friday promo. So drop in the chat what you think it might be, if you have any ideas. So that will be fun to go over. We sent out an email this morning, which was sort of the first sneak peek, but every day we're going to be sending we're going to be revealing one of the features each day. So I'll try and give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek today before everybody else sees it. Today, the giveaway winners will be both a combination of random and active. And Ashley, nice to see you here. So let's pull up the charts. The market opened 30 minutes ago. So it's important that we take a look to see what's going on, what's on the agenda for this week, what we need to be paying attention to. See Bitcoin down 0.6%, still hovering around 86K. So it had a little bit of a weekend rally there. Gold is up just above 4K, but below 4,100. Pound yen is up. S&P is up. So we're seeing a risk on move across the board. You could see that with pound yen being up, so a bit of a sell-off in the yen there. The S&P obviously up, the Nasdaq 1.3%. So I think so far anything can change, but for the most part, people digested things over the weekend. They're feeling less pessimistic, less fearful, which obviously is a good thing. But you could see here on Bitcoin, we haven't had much of a bounce. We just came shy of the 80K mark. So again, I've been buying Bitcoin almost every day last week. I've bought a significant amount. I'm not talking like, $100 here, $100 there. I have a 5-figure position in Bitcoin right now, a new 5-figure position in Bitcoin. So I bought pretty much every single day last week. And now I'm sort of holding on to cash to see what happens. So if we go up from here, I'm happy. I kind of hope it drops lower because I would like to, deploy some more cash that I have. S&P though, you could see here, everyone's absolutely freaking out. But from the all-time highs, we're literally less than 4% away. So it's totally overblown. And the NASDAQ, this is the one that I buy just because I'm in Canada, so it's the Canadian equivalent. So 7% from the all-time high. So again, we're really seeing a risk on move across the board this morning. You can see here, S&P 500 rallies as AI trade attempts come back, led by Alphabet. So really, the whole vibe, everything that's going on is really thanks to Google. Google being, I don't know how many trillions. Google is a $3.6 trillion company. And you can see here, this is why the whole market is rallying 5.7% today on Google. I actually have to text some of my buddies here in the live stream because Google is absolutely insane. So absolutely wild. That's crazy. So that's why the market's rallying. It's as simple as that. We were able to sort of, digest some of that negative news over the weekend. People are feeling a little bit more chipper. They're having their Monday morning coffee. So that's why things are up. Really not more complicated than that. Google year to date is up 67%. And it's all because of Gemini, because of what they released with Gemini. And if I pull that up here, Google is now the number 3 largest company in the world, so just below Apple, and Apple is just below NVIDIA. So it's still a ways below NVIDIA, but it's up there, and it surpassed Microsoft and Amazon. So you can see here the stock ripped 3.3% on Friday. Buffett, remember, bought it. Buffett, it's now Berkshire's 10th largest holding. Stock is up 58%. Well, now it's even more because of today's rally. But the S&P versus the S&P is 12.5%. So it really has to do with Gemini. Is really what is um, helping Google here. So investors are going gaga for Google shares of Alphabet. Da da da. Gemini 3 vaulted over its competitors in the AI chatbot race, surpassing ChatGPT and other models in industry benchmark tests. That's interesting. Then on Thursday, Google launched an update version of its image generation tool, Nano Banana Pro. I haven't used this one, but I'm curious to check it out. Let me know in the chat if you guys have used this. It's a long way from 2022. Yeah, everyone thought Google was falling behind on the AI race. Clearly, they're not. And I think this spells bad news for ChatGPT. Their cloud revenue jumped 32%. Waymo. I have a family member who used Waymo for the first time this weekend in Arizona. It looked pretty cool to just have the car pull up with nobody in there. Pretty cool. So that's why the market's rallying. It's as simple as that. So risk on vibes, that could change at literally any moment. But for the most part, that's what's going on. See, a Fund Night says, "Am I the only one who thinks Nvidia is overvalued?" No, Nvidia is massively overvalued. Especially there's some fears going on right now with Nvidia regarding this Google update because I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe Google is using their own AI chips. They're not using Nvidia chips, at least for a good portion of Gemini and all the AI stuff they're doing. So that's not great for Nvidia. So let's see what's going on here. Keep dropping all of your questions in the chat. Fund Night says NASDAQ is absolutely ripping right now. Any news about it? Yeah, so that's why it's ripping. It's thanks to Google. Remember, you have to pay attention to these companies. It doesn't matter if you trade them or own them or invest in them. You have to be paying attention to these companies because they're so massive, they will bring up the entire market. Okay. So if I wanted to take a trade right now, I haven't done this in a while on a live stream. If I wanted to take a trade, again, I'd only be looking for short-term trades right now because risk sentiment is just flipping back and forth so quickly. So having that longer term trade really, really difficult. Pound yen on the 4-hour chart. We've had a nice bounce from here. Pound CAD, a lot of sideways movement. Aussie yen, to clean up this chart. Aussie yen, nothing too interesting. MicroStrategy is just absolutely getting obliterated. If you guys are looking for a stock that's interesting, I'm not saying buy it. I think MicroStrategy is actually going to be in some trouble. MicroStrategy is one to take a look at. Just this chart alone is absolutely insane. We have to go to the daily now to see the all-time high. It was at 450 and we've dropped 62% from it. So just literally insane. And this obviously is all driven by the sell-off in Bitcoin. UNH is a stock that I've been watching. Again, Buffett also bought it. He bought at, I believe, 312, 311. Let me pull that up. What price did Buffett buy UNH at? He bought, purchased primarily in Q2, per share according to regular filings. Details, purchasing more than 5 million shares. No, there's no way. Reported cost basis for Buffett's UNH purchases was around 214 a share. No. Key points. Well, headlines often cite market price after Buffett's purchase was disclosed. The average cost basis is significantly lower, suggesting earlier layered buying around dips. A precise per share price for Berkshire Hathaway purchase is not. Oh, it's not publicly disclosed. But the $214 average is the most authoritative figure based on filings. That's interesting. Okay, so he bought it a lot lower than I actually thought. He bought it near the lows, so they're saying. But interesting stock to pay attention to. A nice long-term hold there. So that's UNH. Let me take a look at the chat. We still have to go over what's happening this week. We have to go over the Black Friday for Lark and a couple of other things. Does your company offer some, Ashley says, does your company offer some sort of mentorship check-in? We're looking to do something like that for maybe Black Friday, some sort of career advisor. So the Black Friday promo that we're launching on Friday, we're going to be revealing all of the details this week, building up to Friday. It's limited to only 15 traders. Okay, only 15 traders are going to get access to the Black Friday promo. So most prop firms are doing like 50%, 40%, all sorts of crazy stuff like that. We're not doing that. No discount whatsoever. So if you want just one account, the price on the website is as good as it's going to get. But the idea behind the Black Friday bundle is for traders that want to have an insane 2026. So I guess the big reveal is I won't go into all the specifics yet, but the Black Friday bundle is going to be over $1 million in challenges. So that's what it's going to be. And the idea is with the 15 traders, I'll do a personal onboarding with them. So if you purchase the bundle, I'll get on a private one-on-one call with you. I'll make sure you get set up. I'll make sure you're good to go. And yeah, so it's over $1 million in challenges each day. So tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to be revealing more info on it. But yeah, it's $1 million in challenges. So for somebody who really wants to, go absolutely insane in 2026, we're removing the 200K max allocation for them, and they can get that. Somebody says we need two-step on Lark. No more two-step. We removed it two weeks ago, just a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. But if you want a two-step, lots of companies offer it. We're not doing the two-step anymore. Stocks seem a little difficult to trade for some reason. Yeah, depends on the stock, but yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at, yes, somebody said fun tonight. It wasn't Black Friday last week, I thought. We had an early Black Friday because we're getting rid of our two-step. We did the buy one, get three. So now this is just like a little bundle that we're doing for 15 traders on Friday. But every company, prop firm, not prop firm, is launching their Black Friday. Like it's a whole month event now. It's not really on Friday, but we are actually launching it on Friday. So yeah, $1 million in challenges are coming, and each morning, make sure you join the live stream. I'll share some more info. Let's see EU, because somebody asked specifically for EU. I think I've got it here somewhere. I never trade EU, so maybe I don't even have it in my watch list. I don't think I do. Let's see here. Euro USD on the daily. I think with the rates staying higher, well, actually, we need to talk about rates because we had a weird movement on Poly Market regarding the odds of a rate cut, which are now at 74%, which is way higher than we had originally. You could see last week we were at a 65% chance of no change, and now we're at 23% chance of no change. So we had a really weird, crazy, volatile move over Friday and the weekend on Poly Market. And this is also part of why the market is rallying. So it's twofold. Google absolutely ripping it. And then obviously this change in rate cut expectations, which there's really not a major headline for it, except this guy here, which is the jobs report. So right here, the U.S. Labor Department announced on Friday that the October CPI inflation report has been canceled. So this is just nonsense. Excuse me. It's literally so stupid. It was originally scheduled for December 10th, but it's not going to be released on December 18th, right? And the Fed decision is on the 10th. So it's so dumb because now the Fed doesn't get the numbers, the market doesn't get the numbers before the actual Fed decision. So yeah, my screen is a black. Yeah, I apologize. It will come back. We'll give it a second. Black, black, black. Let's give it a second. It'll come. It'll come. Perfect. Sorry about that. My apologies. Yeah, so you guys didn't miss too much. Just that. Again, the November CPI was supposed to be for December 10th. They've now pushed it to December 18th. But the catch is the Fed meeting is on the 10th. So the number is only going to come out after the Fed meeting, which means the Fed is just absolutely blindfolded. They don't get the data that they want to. And now as a result, you can see here that the odds of a 25 basis point cut are at 71%. So just crazy. I mean, just absolutely crazy. And the government's doing this. They're saying, retroactively they can't get the data. I think it's a bunch of baloney. Obviously, the market needs these numbers. So this is why the market's ripping. And I'm going to apply this to Euro USD. So now that we have a higher chance of a rate cut coming, it's now what I say, 75% chance of a rate cut. in December, on December 10th, that means it's going to lead to a weaker dollar, which means we could see a little bit of a move to the upside on Euro USD. This is the daily, so we're not seeing a lot of strength right now. There's not really a bull case for the euro. Okay, let's be honest. I don't know where you guys are from. Nothing's really coming out from Europe. Am I right? I'm in Canada, same thing. Okay, so here, I could see maybe a little bit of upside on this guy. This is the 1 hour 61 fib here. I could see it with the news coming today. A risk on buys 0.6 on S&P or on Bitcoin 0.8. I could see maybe a little bit of a weaker dollar. If we take a look at the dollar, it's actually doing the opposite right now. Interesting. But again, as we approach this resistance level, this could bode well for a buy on Euro USD. Pull that back up. It looks interesting. Again, this isn't a pair that I trade. Right, we came close to the 61. A little bit of a bounce from the 50. Yeah, that's interesting. Because stocks are definitely ripping. So I could see a little bit of a sell-off in the dollar. We're seeing the opposite though, which is wild. It's just risk on across the board, but people still want the dollar. It's a little bit of a weird one, to be honest. Fundamentally has been the dollar has been absolutely ripping these past weeks. I mean, what are we at? We're at 100. Yeah, the dollar was having a terrible year, but now you could see, yeah, we have been absolutely ripping higher. So I don't want to be the one that says, we're going to reverse the trend, but we have had a little bit since November 19th. So all last week, we kept bouncing off this resistance. It's a very strong one too. So I could see a little bit of downside here on the dollar coming up, both from a technical perspective and the fundamentals as well. So that's what you need to know about why the market's ripping. Again, Google and the odds of a December rate cut. So it's December 10th that we need to be paying attention to. Ghazi says, what market narrative do you think is driving price action this week that we might be missing as retail traders? I think it all comes down, great question. I think it all comes down to those interest rate cuts. So the reason that we've had so much volatility last week, the last couple of weeks, is because of the AI trade. Everyone's afraid, the AI bubble is going to pop. But also, it's really those rate cut expectations. So I think if you watch Polymarket and you watch those odds fluctuate, the market's going to fluctuate in accordance with that. Because if I'm not mistaken, which I am not, see, this is what the market did on Friday, right? We had a solid rally. And that rally coincides with the increased odds of that December rate cut. So when those odds increased, the market rallied as a result. Because remember, the market wants those rate cuts. So I think most traders are really just looking at the charts, right? At any given point, the average trader is only looking at the charts, and that's where they miss the bigger picture. But that's why we do these live streams to sort of look at the bigger picture. It's super weird. Amal says it's super weird. DXY goes up and gold goes up at the same time. Great question as well. So the thing is, the correlation between gold and the dollar, it's not 100%. It's not 1-to-1. So you're absolutely right to think that typically on a long enough time horizon, if the dollar drops, gold will go up and vice versa. If the dollar goes up, gold will go down. It's really important that we understand this because gold isn't necessarily getting more valuable. It's what it's getting denominated in, or what it is denominated in, is getting weaker, right? Same thing with Bitcoin. Same thing with why houses got so expensive after COVID, right? Why did a house that was in 2019 500K, why is it now worth $1 million? The house isn't more valuable. Nothing changed. In fact, after 5 years of wear and tear, it's probably less valuable. But the reason price went up is because what it was denominated in got weaker, aka the dollar and inflation. So yeah, so the correlation between gold and the dollar, it's not a perfect 1-to-1. So that's why we're sort of seeing this rally 0.5%, and gold is up 0.65%. But you could see, right, if we look going back to November, right, somebody else in the chat said, well, the last few weeks, the dollar's been doing really well. They're absolutely right. Look, we've had a sell-off in gold, and we've had a rise in the dollar. So you can't look at it on like the 15-minute time frame because it's not a perfect correlation, but the broader picture is that you can see here we had the sell off, right? And you can see here we had the rise in the dollar. So great question there. I don't trade crypto. I know there's a lot of crypto traders out there. I know Breakout Prop is a good prop firm for crypto trading. They seem to have a big community of crypto traders. So I don't personally trade crypto. I'd be curious to hear if any of you guys in the chat do, but I buy Bitcoin. So I'm a big long term believer in Bitcoin. The only reason I was able to buy a house is because of Bitcoin. I'm a big believer in Bitcoin. So I don't trade it, but I look to see, those sell offs and buy from there. So again, I appreciate you guys being here. I'm all glad I could clear that up for Nancy. Welcome. So that's what's going on with the market. Let's see if we have any big headlines going on. Oh, can we see? Are we back? I think we're back. Nothing is playing, Matt. What about now? Da, 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 da. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. If any of you guys are like good with tech or something, I don't know. I've got like the fastest Wi-Fi. Maybe I need Ethernet. Maybe I need a new laptop. Maybe I need something. I don't know what the deal is. So I do apologize for that. But we're back, which is good. Um, See, also the CPI data on Friday didn't create much move, even though it came after 2 months. I expected more. Yeah, the reason it didn't give much of a move is because it's old data, right? It's not that accurate in terms of what's going on right now. Do you think we're getting a massive sell off on gold because of how overvalued it has become? No, I don't think so. Um, no, it's hard to value gold. I mean, it's hard money. So I think the reason it's gone up so much is because people are losing confidence in the dollar. So I wouldn't say it's overvalued in the same sense of like Nvidia, which has just an insane market cap or insane market cap, but insane valuation. What time frame do you take short-term trades on? Ashley asks. I don't go lower than the 15-minute, typically. So we're back online. You need to come to Africa. I don't have any plans to come to Africa. Maybe a Wi-Fi range extender for better connection. Maybe. Yeah, I appreciate the suggestions. I definitely need something. I have to look into it. 3 trillion. Yeah. So, in terms of what else is going on, so we spoke about this. Did we talk about this week? We know what's going on today. Um, December 10th is the Fed meeting. Google, we looked at. Um, we have Michael Saylor. This one's crazy. So I don't know if you guys want me to go over this, the Michael Saylor situation. So let me know if you want me to talk about Michael Saylor and strategy. Do you think in the bear market, Bitcoin could come down to 32K? 32K is a massive drop. I know some people are calling for like some crazy drops. Listen, I had a buddy who I think said it best. He said Bitcoin always goes higher than you think it does, than you think it will, but also drops more than you think it will, which I didn't think was going to be the case anymore because we have a bunch of institutional money. I thought, the drawdowns would be less and whatnot, but that's not the case. We've had some, this is a massive drop. So 32K, I don't think it's going to go that low, but as I just said, Bitcoin does go lower than you think it does. If it goes to 32K, that seems like kind of an incredible opportunity. But yeah, Bitcoin goes higher than you think it will, but it's also going to go lower than you think it will. Let me just quickly share. I personally find it interesting. I just share in the email what I find is interesting. And if you guys aren't subscribed, again, it's completely free. I personally write it every night. It goes out every morning, so you can subscribe there. So Michael Saylor, the idea originally behind MicroStrategy, again, MicroStrategy, if you're not familiar, they're a software company. They did like the software for McDonald's back in the day. The idea was during COVID that they were going to use the company's excess cash to buy Bitcoin, but it's turned into something much more than that, where now the company is raising debt and has raised an insane amount of debt to buy Bitcoin. So they own, I think, like 3% of the entire Bitcoin supply, something like that. But they have routinely bought at the top. Okay. So their average price is 74K, right? So it was looking good when Bitcoin was up, but they continued to buy at the all-time highs. And now with Bitcoin's drop, it's at 74. Their average buy price is 74K, which is, about 10K now. um, below the current price. So, the question is, well, what's going to happen because the stock is down 53%. There's talks of them getting delisted from different indexes. It's really crazy. So if you guys are looking for something entertaining, something interesting to learn from, this one is definitely interesting because for context, 46 days ago, their Bitcoin position was up 70%. Now the stock is down 70% from its record high. So it's absolutely insane. Saylor says, Bitcoin is like buying digital Manhattan in the 1920s, right? If you could go back to the 1920 New York City and buy Manhattan, you would buy as much of it as you possibly could, but it'll be really interesting to see. So just keep an eye on strategy. That'll be really wild. Like so they keep on adding, but not in the dip. Yeah, so very crazy. I've seen people on X hating on Lark because of the prices. Could you tell us what the company's sustainability model is? I think most people believe that a prop firm only survives by selling challenges. So yeah, I've been very transparent. I said it before we launched Lark 3.0 that it's not going to be for everybody because of the prices. The prices are very high, right? It's on the website. I'm not hiding away from the prices being high on the Lark challenges. However, I think the value that you get far exceeds it, right? It's a buy one, get two first off the bat, right? So divide the price in half. You're going to get two tries, whereas another company might give you, a 10%, 20% discount when you fail. So you end up paying the same thing. The only prop firm that will pay you when you're in drawdown. So obviously, the risk that poses to us is balanced through the price. So it's the challenge that I wish I had when I was trying to become a full-time trader. As simple as that. So as long as you show some consistency, but you can still be down as much as negative 3.5%, you can still get paid. You can see here the monthly salary on the 100K is $500. So you could be down 2%, right? And still get paid. And then in terms of sustainability, well, you could look at our track record. We've been in business for over 3 years, which is longer than most prop firms. And in terms of surviving off challenge accounts, I mean, every prop firm that tells you that they A book 100% of traders is a liar. They're lying to you. There's not been a single prop firm that has stayed in business that claimed to be 100% A book. So if you have a trader that shows really great, not just potential, but really great trading metrics, can the prop firm monetize that data? Can the prop firm route those trades to their corporate account? Yes, they can. Absolutely. But that's difficult. Do the majority of traders get there? No. So yes, prop firms do make money off the challenges. Absolutely. But in terms of sustainability, it's baked into the price. I mean, I would be asking the sustainability question more to prop firms that are running these 30, 40, 50% discounts, because those are the ones. As soon as you see a 50% discount, hop onto their trust pilot. I've said it before, and you'll see what's going on. The Funded Knight says, Matt, are we ever getting a Lark 4.0? I mean, what do you want in 4.0? We just launched 3.0. So, um, you know, let's see. Thank you for the honesty. If you actually want to go long-term trading, just go for Lark funding. I appreciate that. On Trade Locker, I've looked into Trade Locker. Trade Locker potentially. I'll take a look at Trade Locker. Let me add that to the list. I'll see. We looked into Trade Locker before. Um, we'll take a look. We're taking a look at MT5 Trade Locker. Yeah, Amal says people pay more for quality. Yeah, not everybody, right? There's always going to be traders that want the cheapest accounts, and that's fine because I understand everyone's financial situation is different. But I'm a firm believer that a cheap prop firm challenge is a very expensive long term. If you're seeing these crazy discounts, the odds of your payout getting denied are quite high. And again, I'm not saying that from a point of luxury. When I took my first prop firm challenge, it was a 100K FTMO challenge. It was I'm in Canada, so I had to pay it in USD. So it was about $700. Okay. That was more than my rent. My rent was $625 a month. So I'm not saying it from a point of, oh, if you have tons of money, like, no, literally, I was dirt broke. And I spent over a month's worth of rent on a quality prop firm challenge because I knew that it was going to pay off long term. So just something to keep an eye on. Anything above 40% off for a challenge is such a red flag. Yeah, I would say anything above, anything above 20% starts to get 30 and above starts to get a little bit, dicey. If you guys just joined now, the Black Friday promo coming to Lark, it's a bundle of $1 million worth of challenges. only 15 traders. It's going to be capped to 15 traders. Each day we're going to be releasing more details on it. But yeah, it's no discount. There's no discount at all. So if you're waiting for a discount, like I said, we're not doing discounts anymore, which is very refreshing. It's very nice. And hopefully it's nice for you guys too, because it kind of sucks if you sign up one month at 10% off and then next month they're running a 15% off. You kind of feel a little gypped. So do you randomly pick the 15 traders or what? No. So it's first come, first serve, right? It's first come, first serve. We're closing it after we get the 15 traders. How will we get the merch? No merch yet. No merch yet. So that's what's going on here. I've got the trade locker comment. I'll keep an eye on that. So the two accounts that we're giving out today, because I'm feeling generous, there's two really good questions. Let me scroll back up on the chat here. Again, I apologize for the screen sometimes being black and whatnot. Let me pull up Trading View so you guys can at least keep an eye on Trading View. Da, 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 da. Let's see here. There were two really good questions. Think I passed it. Now everyone's probably putting in the chat. Oh, I asked a good question. I asked a good question. I know a lot of you guys have won accounts before, so I do appreciate you guys being here. And again, if you keep coming, you'll win another account eventually. So one was Gazzy5106. Gazzy5106 and da, 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 da. And Amal. Amal QH3. QH3UU. So congrats to you guys. You had some good questions today. I appreciate you guys being here. Fun tonight, maybe tomorrow. I appreciate you always being here. So again, that's what's going on with the market. Again, tomorrow we'll go over all the Black Friday stuff, some more teasers, and we'll see what the market does. So shoot us over an email at support@larkfunding.com, and I'll see all of you guys tomorrow. I appreciate you being here. All the best. Peace.